Hello, we're heading into my favourite season of the year, that time between summer and autumn, which I call the pause. I'm Zorab and this is Byther Farm. Today feels like quite a significant day. My plan is to move all of these plants and all the plants at the front of the house into the food forest for one reason alone. Hopefully by the end of today the food forest area will be rabbit proof. I've never had to deal with rabbits before, so this is a whole new experience for me, and one of the things we learnt very rapidly is rabbits eat everything, even things that when I looked it up it said they won't really eat the onion family and they won't eat this and they won't eat that. Well, they have. Chives raised to the ground, all sorts of plants nibbled right down and really destructively. So my plan is, now that I've almost got the fencing finished in there, to start moving all the plants there, to get the rabbit proof fencing finished today, and then I feel I can really get on with planting in the food forest. And although not much is going to come of it this year, next year it'll be ready just to romp away. So what I've done so far is to put some 4 foot high, 120 centimetre high netting along the outside of the fence, and I'm just securing it at the moment with used baling twine, because that's what I've got. I've ordered some cable ties and some metal staples so we can do that more permanently. But for now, until those arrive, this will suffice. So it goes down and then it comes across the floor. Now, I have read there are 2 different ways of doing rabbit fencing. One is you dig a trench and you lay the netting in the trench, put the soil back on top. The other is that you just lay it across the ground. So I am just laying it across the ground, but I'm also using large metal staples to pin this down, and then the grass will grow through it. And I haven't pinned it down quite yet because I'm still toying with the idea of planting hundreds of daffodil bulbs all under this skirt, as it were, so that in the spring they'll come up and through. And once this is pinned down and the grass is growing through it, it will be really hard to get under it and plant bulbs. So I'm still in 2 minds. And the reason I'm in 2 minds is I don't know whether we'll have sheep coming through here in the spring, and if we do, we don't want those eating the daffodils. And so I'm really in 2 minds. I think it would look really pretty for the whole of this to have daffodils down each side of it. It would be a joyous thing in the spring, as we're coming out of that cold and dark period, to have this big splash of colour. I just think would be lovely. But the other alternative is to put them just on the inside of the netting, on the inside of that fence, and have them all around the edge of the food forest. So I still haven't quite made my mind up about that, but in the meantime I need to get on with getting the rest of this netting put in. At the top of the hill, well, it's not quite the top because it carries on up there, but the top of our land, this is our boundary. And rather than having the netting coming down and inwards, it needs to go down and out. Well, obviously I can't put it in our neighbour's field. So I've put it rather crudely along here, and I didn't do this on my own, I've got to say. We had 3 friends come over who helped us at the weekend doing this, and they just did it so quickly, and I'm so grateful for their help, because it's taken me actually quite a long time to go along the side, that side there. And so they rolled out the netting all the way along here, have pinned it on the inside, and then we folded it up and they've put these different posts in, and we've just recycled what we could find here. So there are some metal posts for cattle, and then there are these posts which are designed more for a netting, an electric netting to go up, or for a simple tape netting for horses. My only concern is I've been told that rabbits can jump up to 4 feet, but I don't know whether they'd be able to squeeze through my neighbour's fence and then actually have enough space to be able to leap up. We'll soon find out, and if they do, then we will have to put in taller posts and put in another layer of netting. But fingers crossed that we don't need that. In the longer term, Mr. J and I have decided to put a hedge along here, which will then grow through this and grow out this way a bit. It will provide a bit of a windbreak. It will add more plants to the mix. And I haven't quite decided yet whether I'll do as I did in Monmouthshire and do a hedge of native flowering plants, the ones that are good with nuts and flowers and berries, all things that are great for wildlife to feed on, or whether I'll do something very simple of one type of plant along here. There are so many decisions to be made in what feels like quite a short space of time. I'm just going to wait. It's not essential that we make all those decisions immediately, and if we don't put a hedge in this year, there's always next year or another year. Although the cable ties won't be the final fixings, we will get metal staples put on this. But for now, they will do the job. And I'm going to leave them on there once we've got the large metal staples to fix this to the posts and here. I am going to leave them on. There's no point in taking them off and just wasting all that plastic. And I've rolled the wire straight over the gate. For two of the gates, I'm just closing them off for now until I've worked out exactly how I'm going to secure the gates so that they can still be open and closed, but when they're closed, they're rabbit proof. It is a bit of a two-stage thing, but I've got to start somewhere, and I need to start soon before all these plants are completely destroyed. So to make this safe for now, the netting goes right across, and I'm leaving one gate without any netting on it for now, so that I've actually got access into the food forest to be able to bring all of those plants in. It's quite bluey today. I'm feeling a bit wild, and this is incredibly fiddly to do, but I think securing it at the top and at the midpoint is a good idea. And then we've got the metal, sort of large U-shape, huge, about 4 inches, staples that go into the ground, and will secure the netting at ground level. I'm being very careful to make sure that all the excess bits of plastic are on the other side, so they can't be got at by either the sheep or the ducks, and I'll come along later on and cut them all off. Even though the fencing will continue along on the outside, on this corner I'm going to carry it onto this post and take it around the edge of this post. It's much harder to do there because of all the cross pieces supporting it, so at least here I can take the wire right round, tuck it around this side and secure it there, and then the fence will also be on the outside. Hopefully that will mean that the bunnies won't be able to get in at the corner by the gate, even though the wire on that gate will be the last thing to go on. I'm just going to make this secure now, and then I'm going to go and get all the plants. And so wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one, and I also hope that you'll join me again next time.